Bill Henshaw here again. Another current story in the news that some of you may have seen, and certainly the civil rights attorney Burris over there in Oakland has gotten a hold of it. Is the BART cops rushed in there and arrested a black guy that was eating a sandwich in a BART station over at Pleasant Hill, as it turns out, a station I'm somewhat familiar with. So this has gotten to be a big deal here, because apparently it's against the law over there to eat, in a BART station, and I don't recall seeing any signs to that effect. Even if there were, I am hard pressed to think that you want to waste the judicial economy of the court, which they continue to tell us, and going in there and having cases like this when you know almost none of them is going to make it to trial, and they're going to coerce you to enter a plea bargain and pay them off. But that said, my goodness, I'm having trouble with words here a little bit because to stop you from doing something like that. I mean, and he bought. By the way, he bought the food in the station, and I know for a fact there's this place right underneath the station selling food, which reasonably suggests that they expected people to be eating in the areas in which he was eating. And even if there are signs prohibiting it, I mean, I think that would be null and void under the Supreme Court's doctrine of void for vagueness. It comes out of a case called Colander v. Lawson. I don't have the site off the top of my head, but trust me, it's one of the first decisions that Justice O'Connor made. So you just have to wonder about this whole 9 yards here. But then again, I suppose, the guy's name, by the way, was Stephen Foster, not the musical author of the 1860s. And I suppose he was lucky that he wasn't somewhere in New York City in their subway system, where Jack McCoy would probably be inclined to charge him with depraved indifference, and felony consumption of a sandwich. Who knows what the hell they would charge him with there? But that's New York. That's good old law and order for you. And ask Dick Wolf about that. What he would do with a show like that for an hour. It's just ridiculous when you think about it. But then again, on a more serious note, he's probably lucky that he wasn't over there in that Fruitvale station and got jumped on by somebody that confused his taser with a 9mm. And that bastard, by the way, if you don't know, got a year and a half in jail and was let out on sentencing with good behavior for, I think, 12 or 13 months. And then probably one of those artificial intelligence decisions we're talking about there at the insistence of the Police Officers Association. Johannes Medley. Second-degree murder, and he gets out in 12 months. Now, you tell me what's wrong with the damn system. But in any event, this case is never going to see a court. They may file a civil rights claim. James Burris is famous for doing that with crap cases like this. But it'll get settled quietly out of court, and hopefully it won't happen again. I hope there is a much clearer policy one way or the other about this. But it's one of those little areas of life you think, well, what the hell else can go wrong? I mean, you get ready to go to work and you get ready to have a good day and planning whatever you're doing, and now you find yourself in jail for eating a sandwich. I mean, that's not what you would have thought would happen during your all-high days in the mandatory public school system. But they obviously didn't educate us in an area like this so that we would know we were committing a crime, for crying out loud. Oh, what else is new? If more happens on this, I'll get back to you about it. Meantime, like my videos, subscribe, send me an email at humanincourt@gmail.com about information on my materials, and tell your friends. Thank you.